Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the G.I. Joe Retaliation Ninja Combat Cruiser with Night Fox. Now, get a good look at this box art. As much as I hate that you can't really see the vehicles or the driver or anything, and I really hate the overall color scheme they went for as far as this entire toy line, I do like the fact where you get such a nice big picture of the box art right up front. So on the bottom here, you've got a picture of the Ghost Talk. On the side here, it just has 4 rapid-fire missiles, so here's its read-up. It says, G.I. Joe Ninja Commandos lead the charge with the Ninja Combat Cruiser, driven by Ninja Train Night Fox. Can they fit another ninja in here already? Dear God. Ninja Train Night Fox, this tough 4x4, moves with stealth and speed, unleashing the full firepower of its multi-missile launcher against evil Cobra enemies. Dear Lord. You know, that's one of the things that Retaliation's kind of taking me off against. Everything has to be related to ninjas. And that's what I love so much about the old G.I. Joe. Ninjas were in it a lot, but it was balanced with, real-world military stuff. This is like, oh, let's just put the Arishikage logo on everything. Of course, up here you Samuel spiel about G.I. Joe. It just says the launcher fires 4 missiles, has working suspension, comes with Night Fox, who I believe was previously released with the Pursuit of Cobra Striker, and I believe that's the only thing he's been released with before. So that being said, not too much to say about the packaging overall. Let's open it up. So before we actually go on to the Ninja Combat Cruiser, we'll be having a look at Night Fox, who is an absolute garbage figure. And it hurts me to say that. Now, granted, we knew about the articulation on these vehicle drivers, but there is no excusing this guy. He's got a nice little gun, which we've seen a couple of times before in the G.I. Joe Retaliation line, and he's got a vest, which is actually really nicely detailed. That's where the positives end. The vest has tan and brown paint, and it actually works really nicely. And at first I'm like, oh great, I'll pull that vest off, because clearly the rest of the figure is just so crappy. You unpeg it, you start to pull it off, it's actually sculpted into his chest. Not good. But this is just such a generic, flat, black paint. And it's not like it alters at all. It's the same over the entire figure. I mean, helmet, goggles, holster, gun, pants, everything with the exception of his vest is just this horribly flat black. Now, if I can get him to stand real quick. And this is where one of the really bad parts have come in, which it's been like this with a lot of the drivers. The sculpt on this guy is actually pretty decent. Like I said, I already love the vest. There's a lot of nice details in there. It's just a real shame they cut the articulation, which apparently Hasbro is listening to us. Supposedly soon the drivers are going to go back to having full articulation. But this is just inexcusable. I mean, this is one of those, I would almost have had them not give us a figure. Because at this point, he's getting crammed in the front seat, maybe even the back seat. And that's all he'll ever do. Because usually with the Pursuit of Cobra line, I love the drivers so much. The Crimson Horseman, the Clutch from the redone Vamp. I wanted to have them up in my display, not with their vehicle. This, no question at all. He's going in the vehicle, if that. That being said, we'll move on. And here we have the Ninja Combat Cruiser, or 4x4, whatever they're calling it. The retooled Vamp. It's actually a nice little reincarnation. Pretty much all it's done over by this little top part they've kind of redone. And for the life of me, I can't get it to connect well. It connects it twice at the front, and then there's these 2 pegs on the inside, which you can kind of... Well, you can't really see because the light's not getting down in there. But it seems like every time I try to force it down and connect it one part, another part will pop up. Press that down, another part pops up. And it just doesn't fit all that great. Kind of irritating, but you can get it crammed down there well enough to where it looks decent on a shelf. It just sometimes you look over and it's like, oh, there's a little extra space between the door and the roof. Also, would have been nice to have a windshield in here. Just a little FYI. Other than that, I've said this before, and I'm, in this review, not crazy about how everything is getting the Arishikage logo. Even the plane that came out of this line, which the name escapes me. Ghost Talk. Yeah. It's just like, even on the back of the box, it has the old school, Rise of Cobra logo, and then you get out the stickers out, and no, Arishikage. But that's neither here nor there. This was a great toy when it first came out. The suspension on it is great. Of course, it functions, as you can see there. And it's got the Wolfhound launcher on top. Basically, 4 missiles as you slide this thing across. They launch. Popping that back in. It does have some nice articulation, up, down, full 360. And if you honestly skip by in the vamp before, this is a chance to get a great mold. Although I'll go ahead and say I feel like it's inferior to the past releases. Still got a nice hitch on it. So, of course, you can fit 4 figures in here. All the doors open, like so. And see, just pulling the freaking doors up and the front pops off. And force it back down. I might actually end up having to glue this. The sticker application wasn't very hard. So, the only real ones that gave me any trouble were the actual console stickers. Those are kind of irritating to get on, but they always are, the tiniest ones. So, this is, what I thought it was. It's a reissued vehicle, a chance for Hasbro to re-release a toy, tweak it a little. Not like we haven't seen them do that before. However, they took away some of the best features from the last Vamp. I mean, yeah, it's different enough where it looks unique in your collection, but the previous Vamp had the Gatling gun, you could put a guy on it, had the equipment racks, it had gas cans. It felt like a real military vehicle. And it was still a great kid's toy. This feels like a cheap kid's toy. The driver is crappy. It's not connecting well. Honestly, I could have had a customizer do this, which, that's true for a lot of stuff in the G.I. Joe line, but I don't know, this top is driving me insane. No matter what, as much force as I put on it, it just pops right back up. So, it's $20. Is that a fair price for what it is? Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that's fair for what, this. If you skipped it, it's still a decent mold, and it will look unique in your, G.I. Joe collection, but if you had any chance of getting either the first Vamp or the One Pursuit of Cobra re-release, which I think they called the Steel Brigade one, which I have, I just never opened it, I definitely go with that, not as much unnecessary ninja branding. And I feel like I've been really hard on this thing. I don't hate it, I've just, we've seen it done twice recently, and both times I feel like they did a better job. So this is what it is, which is just kind of a half-assed re-release. Nothing really wrong with it, with the exception of the new top, and no real creativity. They took out some really great features for some really stupid ones. But that being said, this is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.